This is how every production day kind of starts around here, when I know I'm going to be able to get the entire day and not just a couple hours at night. It always starts with cleaning off the grinder dust, and this is why I wear a respirator a heck of a lot more. So once you start looking at what your shop looks like and you have the grinding stuff, it's like, man, I'm putting all that into me. That's no good. I'm hoping eventually we can do a grinding room dedicated. It would make a big difference in here, because just the grinder dust contaminates everything pretty badly. Welcome back, everybody. So today is a production day in the forge. So what we're going to be working on is, I've got a hunting knife here that we need to get holes drilled into, pinholes, holes for the epoxy, things of that nature. We're going to be doing a Damascus billet today for a few more knife orders. I have 6 of these that I'm currently working on all at once. So this right here is ready for final grinding, ready to get the bevel ground into it. And we're actually going to laser CNC in the maker's mark this time. Got a lot of polishing, stuff like that to do on them. And I've got a few more. So the process is, while the forge is heating up and we're waiting for steel to heat up for the Damascus billet, I can be grinding on the chisels and vice versa. I can squeeze that out. The squeezing part only doesn't take long. You're waiting for heats more than anything. So we can kind of hit everything all at once. If I drill the holes in the knife first, I can get it in the etch. And that's going to sit there pretty much all day for, I use a kind of a weak muriatic solution. Not really weak, it's like 50-50. I'll do it that way, but then we'll do the instant coffee etch and it turns out really well. But that's it. We're just in production mode. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it. This is turning into quite an expensive weekend. Not only did the GoPro burn up the other night, my welder just decided to shit the bed. So I guess we're not going to be working on that Damascus billet while we're doing the other stuff after all, but we still have plenty of other stuff to do that does not need the welder. Good times had here. We have all the rough grinding done on these two chisels. We have our bevel started. We started on the disc grinder, and then I take it over to the 2x72 and we hog a little bit more. Now you'll see where I heated the steel up pretty good. Doesn't really matter with this right here because these aren't hardened yet. These are still in the annealed state. So what we need to do, I need to normalize these. So I need to bring them up slightly above critical temperature and then let them air cool in the room temperature. I'll do that cycle a couple of times. What that does is it refines the grain structure, and then after that, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna harden just a couple inches of this. That's it. We'll quench them in oil, and then we're gonna temper them at about 420, 425 degrees for a 1 hour cycle each twice, and then we can get handles on them, finish grinding, make it look pretty and all that good stuff. Well, this has been a weekend, folks. I'll tell you what, this has been a weekend. Not only did my camera, GoPro, so at least it wasn't the main camera, not only did that shit the bed Friday night, that's over a $300 replacement. Not only that, Saturday night, or last night, my little girl broke her arm walking down our damn sidewalk. And today, to top it all off, our friggin' welder decided to shit the bed in grand fashion. Not only did it shit the bed, it made a mess all over the sheets. So I just went out and got a new welder. Now I feel mixed about it because I hate spending the money. But at the same time, it's a new welder, right? Let's just see what the old Hazard Fraught folks have to offer us this time. Of course, you know that old welder I had, that's an old Lincoln Tombstone. I've had it for close to, well, probably 17, 18 years. It's been a fantastic machine. I really can't complain. But I noticed the welding has not been as smooth as it used to be. And looking in the inside and the back of it, you can see where the transformer's finally starting to melt down. Like I said, I've had it for many, many years. So let's get this on the bench, see what we have. Well, what we're looking at is the titanium unlimited 200 amp multi-process machine. Walking out the door today with a welding cart for it because I don't have one, and the machine was 900 plus. Ouch. But from all I've heard, these are a pretty good machine. So let's kind of look it over, see what we have, see how things look. And we've got welding to do. So right off the bat, they come with the welding leads for the stick welder, which unfortunately my cable ends won't fit for what I have, but that's all right. We can look it over. Looks like we got some digital readouts. Now this machine is either, you can use it as 115 as well as 240 volt. We're going to wire it right into 240 volt. I had to turn the bench light off because it screws with things. So it looks like we have a pretty nice long, you guys can see it there, nice long whip. Got our MIG gas and TIG gas in there. Selector switch, on off switch. Standard stuff. Now keep in mind I'm used to my old stick welder. I kind of want to see what we have in the MIG section. It actually looks a lot better than the last Hazard Fraught welder I saw, but that was years ago. Now, got our MIG hose and gun. It actually looks like it's built fairly well. Now, a lot of the old Hazard Fraught welders, all this stuff right here, pretty much the whole thing was plastic. So we'll see how that goes. I might make that shelf a little longer. That's power this thing up, see what it looks like. Stick. I'll try my amperage at around, let's say 100 amps. Wow, that's a little different. That's insane. That is crazy, the difference. Hardly any spatter with that compared to what I'm used to. Now, where's my... Let's see how she goes with a piece of rebar on her. Well, 7014 tends to run a nice clean weld anyway, but what I'm used to with my AC welder, there's hardly any of that compared to what I'm used to. Usually the spatter's all over the place. And that's actually a really nice clean bead. Obviously where I ended the bead, it's not as clean. That's more me than the welder itself. But I'm really impressed with the lack of spatter now. Honestly, I've never used a DC machine. I've used a couple of inverter machines here and there at work with MIG welding, but I've never been able to run a DC stick. So we'll see how that goes for us. I like that though. Well, we got one weekend wrapped up, even with everything that went wrong this weekend. We did get quite a bit done. So the chisels I'm working on right now, I should have them done in a couple of evenings. The draw knife should be a couple of more evenings so I can get those shipped out. And then I've got a pile of knives to finish for hunting season that people have ordered. We've talked about that. And that's actually what the Damascus billet is that we were working on alongside of the chisels. So with the welder burning up, it might have been a blessing in disguise because it's something a little more modern, decent quality from what I've been seeing for the type of work that I do. I don't need a all-day production welder, but from what I was reading reviews, and I know a few people that own them, they've had fantastic luck with them over the last 4 or 5 years they've been out. And certainly, I really certainly like how smooth the welds are, how little spatter there is, and how quick it strikes an arc. I have a feeling my poor old buzz box has been going up for a little while because I noticed the performance of it. It's been a lot harder to strike an arc for a while. It's just been, you can tell it's not right. So yeah, so let's see. Let's recap the weekend. So Friday night, the camera burns up. Saturday night, our youngest broke her arm. And then today, the damn welder burned up. It can only go, well, it could go anywhere from here, I suppose. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.